For years, Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra have been the go-to solutions for treating erectile dysfunction. They've helped millions of men regain confidence and restore intimacy in their relationships. But for many others, the results haven't been as simple. The pills can take too long to kick in, cause headaches or flushing, and sometimes just don't work as well as expected. And beyond that, not everyone wants to rely on a pill every time they want to be intimate. Erectile dysfunction isn't just about performance. It affects how a man feels about himself, how connected he feels to his partner, and even his overall mental health. When it becomes a pattern, it can lead to stress, anxiety, and frustration that only make things worse. Now, there's something new making headlines: an FDA-approved gel called Eroxon. It's designed to work in minutes, without the systemic side effects of pills. But does it really work? Is it actually safer? And could this be the new standard for treating ED? That's what we're breaking down in this video: how Eroxon works, what the clinical data shows, and how it stacks up against more traditional options like Viagra and Cialis. Eroxon is the first FDA-approved topical gel for erectile dysfunction, and it works completely differently from the pills most men are familiar with. Instead of swallowing a tablet and waiting for it to move through your system, Eroxon is applied directly to the tip of the penis. Here's what happens next. Once applied, the gel creates a quick cooling and warming sensation. That feeling isn't just for comfort. It activates the sensory nerves in the skin. Those nerves send signals that trigger the release of nitric oxide, the same natural chemical your body uses to start an erection. Nitric oxide relaxes the smooth muscle inside the penis, allowing blood to flow in and create a firm erection. The difference is how fast it all happens. Because Eroxon works right where it's needed, it bypasses digestion and the bloodstream entirely. That's why some men can see results in about 10 minutes, compared to the 30 to 60 minutes it takes for pills like Viagra or Cialis to kick in. Think of it this way: pills are like turning on the main power to your whole house just to get one light on. Eroxon is like flipping the switch right where you need it. It works locally, on demand, and without sending medication through your entire body. This direct approach is what makes Eroxon so unique. It's not meant to replace pills for everyone, but for men who want something faster or who can't tolerate traditional ED medications, it offers a new option that targets the problem right at the source. One of the biggest reasons Eroxon is getting so much attention is because it's not just another supplement claiming to boost performance. It's FDA approved. That means it went through large, controlled clinical trials before hitting the market, with researchers studying real patients under strict medical oversight. In its Phase 3 clinical trials, nearly 1,000 men with erectile dysfunction were studied. They applied Eroxon before sexual activity, and the results were compared to men using a placebo gel. The findings were pretty interesting. Within 10 minutes, about 50% of the men using Eroxon were able to achieve penetration, compared to about 25% in the placebo group. That's a meaningful difference, especially for a product that acts so quickly. Speed is one of Eroxon's biggest selling points. Traditional medications like Viagra and Cialis usually take 30 to 60 minutes to work, and for some men, it can take even longer if the pill is taken after a meal. Eroxon skips all of that by working locally. The active ingredients stay at the site of application, stimulating blood flow right where it's needed. As for safety, the side effects were generally mild. Things like temporary tingling, warmth, or mild irritation where the gel was applied. There were no reports of serious issues like vision changes, blood pressure drops, or headaches that are sometimes seen with oral medications. Now, it's not perfect. When you compare it to oral meds, Eroxon's overall success rate was lower. Viagra and Cialis help about 70 to 80% of men, while Eroxon landed closer to 50 to 60%. But that trade-off may be worth it for men who want faster results, or who can't take pills due to other health conditions. And this is where the science really matters. It's easy to hear that something is FDA approved and assume it's a miracle cure. But the reality is more nuanced. What makes Eroxon interesting isn't that it's replacing pills, but that it gives men a new, safer option backed by actual data. If you're finding this breakdown helpful and you like getting clear, research-backed answers about men's health treatments, not just marketing hype, make sure to hit like and subscribe. It really helps us reach more men who are looking for real information that actually makes a difference. When most men think about treating erectile dysfunction, the first thing that comes to mind is still Viagra or Cialis. And for good reason. They've been around for decades, and they work well for a majority of men. Both medications increase blood flow by boosting nitric oxide activity throughout the body, which relaxes blood vessels and allows more blood to reach the penis. Viagra typically takes about 30 to 60 minutes to start working and lasts for roughly 4 hours. Cialis has a similar onset time but stays in your system much longer, up to 36 hours, which is why it's often called the weekend pill. The trade-off is that because these medications work systemically, they can cause side effects like headaches, flushing, indigestion, and sometimes changes in vision. Eroxon, on the other hand, works locally and much faster. Many men in clinical studies saw results in around 10 minutes, and because it doesn't go through the bloodstream, there's a much lower risk of systemic side effects. That can make a big difference for men who have heart conditions, take nitrates, or simply want something more predictable. However, Eroxon's effects don't last nearly as long as oral medications. It's meant for on-demand use. You apply it shortly before sex, and the effects wear off after a short period. That means it's best for men who prefer spontaneity, but don't need hours of extended activity. In terms of effectiveness, Viagra and Cialis still have the edge. They help about 7 to 8 out of every 10 men, while Eroxon helps closer to 5 or 6 out of 10. But where Eroxon wins is in convenience and safety. It's quick, simple, and for many men, it eliminates the anxiety that comes with timing a pill and waiting for it to take effect. Ultimately, it's not about which option is better. It's about which one fits your lifestyle, your body, and your comfort level. Some men may respond better to pills, while others may find that a topical option like Eroxon gives them the freedom and control they've been missing. Safety is one of the biggest reasons men are paying attention to Eroxon. Unlike oral medications, which affect the entire body, Eroxon works locally, meaning it doesn't enter your bloodstream or interact with other medications you might be taking. That alone makes it a potentially safer option for men who have heart disease, high blood pressure, or who take nitrates and have been told to avoid ED pills altogether. In clinical trials, the most common side effects were mild and temporary. Some men noticed a tingling or warming sensation after applying the gel, while others experienced mild skin irritation or redness. These reactions usually went away quickly and didn't require any medical treatment. There were no serious adverse events reported, and most men were able to continue using the gel without issues. That's a major difference compared to oral medications. Viagra and Cialis are very effective, but they come with systemic risks. They can cause headaches, flushing, nasal congestion, and indigestion. More rarely, some men experience dizziness, blurred vision, or back pain, and for anyone on nitrate medications, often prescribed for chest pain or heart disease, combining them with ED pills can lead to dangerously low blood pressure. Eroxon avoids all of that by staying at the surface level. It doesn't lower blood pressure, it doesn't affect heart rate, and it doesn't interact with other drugs in the same way. It's simply designed to create localized stimulation and blood flow. Still, it's not perfect. Men with very sensitive skin may experience irritation, and it might not work well for those with severe erectile dysfunction that requires deeper systemic changes to blood flow. The bottom line on safety is this. Eroxon offers a new way to treat ED with fewer risks, but it's still important to talk to your doctor before trying it, especially if you have underlying medical conditions or are already using other ED treatments. Eroxon is one of the newest options for treating erectile dysfunction, but it's far from the only one. ED is complex. It can stem from poor circulation, nerve damage, hormone changes, medication side effects, or even stress and anxiety. Because there isn't just one cause, there isn't just one solution. For many men, improving lifestyle factors is the foundation. Regular exercise, better sleep, losing extra weight, and cutting back on alcohol or smoking can all help restore healthy blood flow and hormone balance. These changes might sound simple, but research consistently shows they improve erectile function over time, especially when combined with other treatments. Beyond that, there are medical options. Pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra are still considered first-line treatments because they're effective for most men. If those don't work or can't be used safely, there are alternatives like vacuum erection devices, which draw blood into the penis using gentle suction, or injectable medications that help create firmness almost immediately. There are even suppositories that go inside the urethra and deliver medication directly where it's needed. For men with more advanced or long-term ED, surgical options like penile implants can provide a reliable, permanent solution. These are typically reserved for cases where other treatments haven't worked, but satisfaction rates among men who receive them are consistently high. It's also worth remembering that not all ED is physical. Anxiety, depression, and relationship tension can all make symptoms worse. In those cases, therapy, pelvic floor training, or even breathing techniques can help restore confidence and control. The key takeaway is that ED doesn't have a single fix. It's about finding the right combination of treatments that fits your health and your lifestyle. Eroxon might be the right fit for some men, but others may benefit more from a different approach. And if you're looking for other ways to treat ED naturally or medically, we have multiple videos on this channel that cover everything from foods that support better blood flow, to exercises that improve erections, to daily habits that can make a real difference. Eroxon isn't a miracle cure, but it represents a real step forward in the options available for men dealing with erectile dysfunction. For decades, oral medications like Viagra and Cialis have been the go-to solution, and they're still incredibly effective. But not every man responds the same way, and not everyone can safely take them. Eroxon offers something new, a faster, topical approach that works locally without running through your entire system. If you want something that acts quickly, has minimal side effects, and doesn't require swallowing a pill or worrying about timing, Eroxon could be worth considering. The trade-off is that it doesn't work for everyone. Its overall success rate is lower than oral medications, and it's best suited for men with mild to moderate ED rather than severe cases. But for those who've had limited success with pills or who can't take them due to heart conditions or medications, this gel could be a game changer. The biggest takeaway is that erectile dysfunction is treatable, no matter what stage you're in. There's no shame in exploring your options, and the more you understand how these treatments work, the easier it becomes to find one that fits your body and your lifestyle. Whether that's improving your health naturally, sticking with proven medications, or trying something new like Eroxon, the goal is the same: restoring confidence, connection, and quality of life. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and check out the other videos on this channel where we dive deeper into different ways to improve erectile health naturally and medically. Remember, taking care of your sexual health is taking care of your overall health, and you're worth it.